In this video, we will get introduced to a very important topic, that is Jenkins Pipeline. We will be learning about fundamentals of pipeline script writing, and then using Maven goals, we will be packaging and running an application inside a pipeline script. We will also implement the same pipeline script from the source code management. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. So we will start off with creating a new item. We will give a name to it. We will give pipeline underscore hello world, hello hyphen world. Click on pipeline as an item type and click on OK. Here we can see a few similar options to freestyle jobs and a few unique ones as well, like do not allow the pipeline to resume if the controller restarts. If you haven't seen the controller failure video, you can see the link on top of this video. Then different permission to copy artifacts, whether to parameterize this project, whether to build periodically. So the same build triggers options and the advanced project options. Display name, we'll dive into it later. Our main focus would be on pipeline, writing the scripts. So here is where you write the scripts. It's basically a Groovy script which defines the pipeline, and you can use variable help using the pipeline syntax. So first we'll create a generic syntax, hello world. So if we click on hello world, it would create a pipeline which would be printing out hello world. So you can see that it starts off with pipeline and curly braces. Then you see the agent. Agent means the machine or the container which the controller assigns to carry out the task. In this case, we have kept it that as any. Then the stages. So inside stages, there are multiple stage. So each stage can carry out a particular task. Right. So in this one, we have a single stage which is named by hello. So it's step. So inside you can see it's steps, again curly brace. So among the steps, one of them is echo hello world. So we'll simply try to run it and show you how it looks like, and then we'll keep on building on top of it. And so now we will click on build now and see how it looks. We will go into the job. Once we go into the job, we can see it's been started by the user admin, start of pipeline, and you can see step by step it's going down. So the stages: stage hello, echo hello world, stage closed, not closed, end of pipeline success. So this is how it basically runs. In whatever manner, in whichever order you give, it would be running it chronologically in that same way. So what we would try to do is we would learn about pipeline by doing an actual job. Like we already have a particular repository, right, where we learned how to carry out Maven goals, package an application and run that Java application. So we would be creating that one, right? So we will go to the job pipeline hello world and configure it. Now what we will do is, first thing is, since we'll be using Maven goals, we will be creating one step or stage, sorry. In this stage we would be printing out the Maven version, right? So we will create one stage. We would name it as Maven version, right? Open the curly braces. So within stage it must have steps, so we'll create steps and open curly braces as well. Inside steps we would be writing shell command, that is mvn hyphen version. So we will write sh followed by triple single quote. Inside that we have to write the mvn hyphen version so that it recognizes it as an shell command. So any shell command we have to write it inside sh followed by single triple quote and end it with single triple quote as well. So we will save it and build it, and we will see what the logs are saying. We can see it is saying that mvn not found. So it is expecting to find the mvn setup in the VM or in the host itself. Since we haven't done it, it's saying mvn not found, but we have a setup done inside Jenkins setup. So it is not able to recognize, or it is not able to decide from which Maven setup it's going to take. So here in the configuration, if we go to pipeline syntax, here we would be adding tool. So we'll see how to add a particular part sample step or a directive. So here you can see there are different sections which you can add. Here we would be adding tools, right? So we'll see the declarative directive. So this is how we're going to add tools curly brace, and inside it we would be writing the tool name followed by the name of the setup which we have done. So what we will do is we would go to manage Jenkins, and we remember we have done a Maven setup. So we'll go to tools. Here we would check our Maven setup which we have done, installation. We will scroll down. Here we can see Maven installation, right? We'll see what we have done. So we have installed 3.99 and by the name Maven 399. We'll copy this one, go to our job, our pipeline job, and inside that tool curly braces we would be adding this one, right? So what we'll do, right after the agent we would write tools, and inside it we would write Maven, the name of the tool, space, and under single quotes we would put the name, and this time we would save it and run it. We would build it. Now we will see the same pipeline, how it reacts. So if we go there, we can see it has started running. Now it's running ambient version, and here we can see it gives an output, Apache Maven 3.99. So it's working correctly. It's able to pick up the right installation from Jenkins, within Jenkins. So what happened? So we mentioned the tools on right below the agent, or right before the stages are mentioned or declared. So that's why that particular tool is applicable to all the stages. Suppose if I remove this particular tools part and paste it inside one of the stage, then it would be only applicable to that stage only. It won't be applicable to other stages. I'll do one. I'll cut this part of the pipeline and paste it inside the hello stage. It has nothing to do with the Maven installation, but simply for demo purpose I'm just pasting it. So I would paste it here, and I'll see whether the stage Maven version runs or not. Although we have mentioned the tools, we have declared the tools type, but we have done it in a wrong stage, or we have just kept it particular to a stage. Now I'll build it. This time it would fail but still I'm showing it for the demo purpose. Once I build it, the build is scheduled. Now we would see, yeah, you can see it's again now unavailable to recognize the Maven installation. Right, now what we'll do the correct thing. We'll just again remove that part of code, the tools part, and paste it into the right stage, that is Maven version, where we are supposed to run the Maven commands. Right, this time it would work properly. Right before the steps, I would put the tools and save it. This time it would run, but again I am showing it for the learning purpose. Here I'll click on build now, and this time it's able to fetch the Maven version. It's able to fetch the Maven installation from Jenkins. Now what we'll do is we would be using Maven goals. We would package our application and run it. Right, so what I'll do is I'll cut the tools part and place it right at the top where it belongs, because I'll be using this Maven installation for multiple stages, so it wouldn't be wise to use it individually every time inside the respective stages. So I'll put it on top so that it's applicable to the stages. But in case if you're using, you have two stages, right, where in each stage you're using different versions of Maven installation, you can declare it within the stages. Right, so I'll put the spacing correctly, or else the pipeline would fail. Yeah, once it's done, so we already have a repository, right, where we had the code. So what we'll do is right after Maven version, we would add one more stage, and in this stage we would be building or using the Maven goals. Right, we'll clean and package it. So we'll just give a name to the stage. Open the curly braces. So inside stage we'll add steps. So within steps we would be adding the sh triple quote, because we would be using mvn clean package. So since it's a shell command, we have to use the shell declarative. So mvn clean package. Right, right after it's packaged, we would add another stage that would be deploying the application. Right, we would add a stage named deploy. Since we are using deploy, we'll name it as build, stage build. In a previous video we used freestyle job to create one build job and then chaining it to deploy job. Right, now we are doing it inside a single pipeline or single job. So here we are putting it as stage deploy. Inside deploy we would be running the Java command. Right, inside it I'll do one thing. I'll just go to the freestyle job in where I have run the deploy job. I just want to refer the name of the package once, or the snapshot which gets created, so that I can use it. I'll go to the configurations. Here I have used it in the form of freestyle job. So this is what I had done. You can go and check it in our previous videos. Link would be on top of this video. I'll copy that, and inside it I'll I'll add steps, put the shell, and inside it I would paste it. Oops, sorry, I haven't copied it. I'll just copy it and paste it. So this is the command which will do. The jar file would be what I'll do is, since it's actually practically impossible to remember the names, so what I'll do is, I know the jar files get created inside target. I'll just put star.jar, so it would run any jar that gets created inside the target, right? Yep, now it's done. So you can see that in order it's going to package the code and then run it, right? Here we don't need to copy any artifacts, so since it's within a single pipeline. And one more thing I have forgotten is that we have to add another stage right before packaging, that is the checkout. So there is no option for adding any git repo right inside the pipeline script. So we would write stage checkout. Inside it we would be adding steps. So here there is a declaration for git, so for that we can write git space, we would make the name of the branch, so branch would be colon would be main, we are going to run the main branch, and comma we would give the URL of the repository. We have the URL, so this is what we are going to run. I'll put a link of this repo down in the description so you can use and play with it. So I'll copy it here. So what it would do is it would use this URL and check out the code, and using that code it would then run the Maven goals, right? Or else it won't be possible. I thought I was saving it directly to the repository, so I forgot this part, but this is required if you're writing the script directly in Jenkins. So now everything is proper, all the steps are covered. Yes, I think we would be able to cover it up. We would save it and try to build it once and see how it works. One more thing I'll do is I'll just go to the plugins and install one plugin, that is pipeline stage view. So I'll search by pipeline stage view. Yep, so it gives a more proper view of all the stages inside a pipeline. So I skipped the part of the downloading process so that a video length doesn't get increased. So once the download is done, we would go back to the pipeline. Yeah, this is how you would see using the stage view plugin. So each stage would be highlighted properly and each run. So I have created a build now. Now you can see it would show that which step it is in currently, when it's done, how long it took. So it's more visually pleasing to the eye. What I'll do is I'll go into this latest job and see what the logs say. Here we can see that it has gone through printed hello world. Now it has checking the ambient version, which it would be able to find. Now it's checking out the repository, checked out our latest commits. Okay, now it's going to ambient clean package. Now it would be running the Maven goals. And since our POM file is right outside in the repository, so it's able to find the POM file, and here we go, it started to run the Maven goals. Now you can see once it gets the jar file, it's run the Java jar file and it prints hello world. So it's a success one, right? Now you can see here the declarative tool install. Then the hello declarative tool install, but it means the tool which we mentioned on top. So that is itself is a separate process. It's showing as a separate stage. Then hello maven version checkout build deploy. So this thing took a lot of time. Now imagine if all these stuffs get mistakenly erased or modified. So it would be a problem, right? So there's another option to use this Jenkins file, we or the script. Basically we can save the script in a form of Jenkins file and paste it in our source code management and run it like pipeline script from SCM. We can save the script inside the repo itself and just give the repo address or the repo URL and it would find it. We'll go to add file and create a new file inside the repo. I'll put it as Jenkins file. So, and here I'll paste the code. Everything is same. I'll paste the whole code and commit the change. I'll give an correct description, added Jenkins file to implement pipeline job from SCM. So the script is written inside Jenkins file. So this is basically the method. We name it as Jenkins file, and yeah, now it has, we'll go back to the job. We'll create a new job, rather we'll keep that in place separately. We'll play with it in our future videos for understanding purpose, but now we'll create a fresh item, that is pipeline hello world underscore SCM, right? In this pipeline we would be using pipeline script from SCM option. So we would do nothing, just go down and just select the pipeline definition as pipeline script from SCM, right? Now you can see it gives different options. Now SCM would be git, right? We would using git as a source code management. We'll select it. We would put the repository URL. We'll just get the URL. Yep, get your URL, paste it there. Since it's a public repo, we don't have credentials, but if you're using private, you can add your credentials, your password, and use your credential ID here. And there are advanced options, but we don't require it. So branch to build, we have main, so we'll write it as main. Repository auto remaining are all okay. Script part would be Jenkins file, so it would be finding Jenkins file inside my main branch. So it would be looking for where is the Jenkins file. Wherever it finds, it would run it. So I'll build it now, and now I would go to the job logs. Here you can see, so creating it as able to find Jenkins file. Now you can see it's checking out the repo. It finds the latest message, create Jenkins file. It's running the mv and clean package. Yep, the goals are in progress now. The build is successful and the Java jar file has been run successfully. Now if you start scrolling up, we'll see one thing, that at the top we didn't mention about any git checkout stage, right? But at the start of the job or the pipeline, you can see it's searching for the repository. It it gets the git version, the git config, and then it checks out the latest repository. But we don't remember mentioning a checkout stage, right? Here you can see git checkout, and this is, it finds the latest commit. And then after Maven version, it also does the same checkout thing once again. This time it is the one which we have written, right? The stage. I can go to the Jenkins file and show you that we have only one stage checkout that we saw in the middle. But why it's doing on top? It's because that since we are using pipeline script from SCM, it's already doing the checkout stuff right at the beginning. So practically, the middle checkout stage is not required anymore if you are using pipeline script from SCM. So we can simply remove it, and since we have given the repo URL in the job configuration while configuring it, so we are automatically checking out at the top. We would commit this change, we would just put a correct message, removed checkout stage from Jenkins file. And this is the ideal part because we don't want our pipeline to be stretched too long unnecessarily. So these are the redundant steps which can be removed. So if I go back to my job, you can see there is a declarative checkout SCM since we are declaring it at the start, then the declarative tool install, and then the following stages. Now if I build it, you would be able to see it again. We won't go to the log at first, we would check it from the outside. You can see declarative tools. Now you can see that stage has been removed from our latest run, right? It's straight away going to build after printing the Maven version. So once it's done, you can easily check the logs from here as well for individual stages. If you want to check the logs, if you hover your mouse on top of it, on top of each of the stages, you would be able to check the logs, right? And you can see the timing and you can compare it with your previous runs as well. So you can see success, you can check the logs. It also categorizes for each and every part. You can see the shell script. So this is the shell script log for the Maven build. So this is how you are going to basically run a pipeline from SCM. And in this video we have also learned how to write a pipeline script from scratch. So in the future videos also we would be carrying out, it is just we have scratching the top surface. There's lots and lots of things in pipeline, so stay tuned. We would be coming with another video. So thank you for watching.